Hello everyone, this is John Galt speaking, here with another video of a request that was sent in by a longtime follower who made a contribution to my endeavor here on YouTube of showing people how to get around in the Unreal Engine 4 and do multiplayer kind of stuff is what I tend to get recruited into doing more than anything. And so, yeah, this is going to be part 2 of that, where we were creating a Steam-enabled menu system, which gives you the ability to host and join Steam games. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my PayPal link here in chat for you guys. So the way that videos get made here and the way that I run my YouTube channel is, this is ran by donation/contributions. So the more donations/contributions that the viewers of this YouTube page make, the more likely there is to be more videos. Hang on, I got a cord hung here. Because don't I always feel like a cat getting wrapped up in cords? Can't stand it. But anyway, yeah, that's how this YouTube page works. So contributions come in. When you send a contribution to PayPal, it gives you the opportunity to type in a little message, and you can request a topic to be covered. But it isn't guaranteed, right? So sometimes people ask things that would involve, I don't know, 30 videos, 31-hour videos to actually explain and do. And of course, if you make a $5 contribution, that's not going to get it, right? But the guy that made this contribution, he did a pretty good, significant amount. And so I figured I would cover exactly as good as I could the topic that he requested. So just keep that in mind. I don't ask for much, guys. $2, $5, stuff like that. Just enough to keep my motivation up, right? Because it does take a lot of motivation and dedication in order to do this stuff, because it's not easy, right? It's complicated, especially multiplayer. And I spent, since 2014, I couldn't tell you how many hours and hours I've put into becoming proficient at using this engine. And so the only way I get any kickback from that is by selling the products I sell on the UE4 marketplace. Links in the description or in the banner. And also I have a really in-depth 44-hour course that I sell on Udemy. And beyond that, just contributions is what gets me to do what I do here, because, everybody wants everything to be free, but free can't be everything. Okay? And so if you like this YouTube page and you like the content, you're actually learning stuff, and you're not just watching somebody click up a bunch of buttons like most others, specifically covering multiplayer side of the engine, that's worth something, guys. Come on. If I'd have had somebody like me doing what I do when I first started learning how to do this stuff, I probably could have put those endless hours that I talk about learning how to do this, I probably could have cut that in half, at least. So with that, we're going to get started. I do have chat open in my other window. So if you guys want to leave comments or ask questions, I'll be checking that from time to time. But I do want to try to bash this out and get this over and done with. And we still got quite a bit to go. And I saved the hardest part for last, which is a stupid server list. So just to recap where we're at, when we hit the play button here, we get this little crappy main menu, and I did put in the ability to go into a single player. And, people might not want the multiplayer part, or they may. And then they also might want to make a single player part. And so I kind of split this in half on purpose, okay? And so we did the multiplayer menus, right? So we got to where we could actually host a game. and we can pick a map to start on. We can put in how many players we're going to allow. You know, the match time, we'll probably put this match timer in it in this video. And then you can host a game, and then the other players, at this point, the server is visible, but in this project, we have no way for anybody to find the games. We just got to this part. But that's what we're going to do today, okay? So, you guys ready for this? You ain't ready for this. You ain't ready for this. Let me light me up a smoke here. I'm not supposed to be smoking in my house, but it's my house, right? And I smoke, and I don't want to do breaks and say, okay, guys, hang tight, I'll be right back. Go outside and get distracted watching a squirrel bounce around and leave you guys hanging. So, when I make these videos, I smoke. I'm drinking me a root beer. Root beers are always good. Okay, here we go. So what we need next is a server list and a server list row. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make it the other blueprint. It'll be a user interface, a widget blueprint, and this is going to be called VPW underscore server list row. And I don't know which one of these we should do first. Probably the server list row, more than likely. I did notice something yesterday that we probably need to fix. So let's go have a look at something. And let me look at these widget names here. So main menu, multiplayer menu, server list row, and server settings. Okay, so it must have been in the game instance. We named one of these reference variables. Why are you opening on the other screen? Don't do that. Nobody can see you. Come over here. This variable right here, we named show server settings ref. Yeah, that's not what that is. It's just server. It doesn't really make a damn what you name this stuff, but it's just the server settings ref. Okay. So we'll go ahead and compile and save that. And here we go. So we're going to open up this widget that I just made called server list row. And this is going to be a button. Okay, so we're going to bring a button in here. Like that. And we're going to set that to be full screen. And we're going to zero out these values here, 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 and here. That needs to be 0, and that needs to be 0, right? So it's a full screen button. Okay. And we need to go ahead and name this. So we're going to call this join server underscore BTN. Join server BTN. And let's see if we can move this canvas panel to the button. Oh, ain't gonna have it. All right, well, that's okay. This is not, I think I did this. Can we add another canvas panel? Hang on. Yeah, we can. So let's add a canvas panel to the join server button. Okay. And we can probably delete that one. So let's select it and delete it. Oh, nope. It didn't. Well, that's okay. We can start over. We didn't get nowhere yet anyway. So delete the canvas panel out of here and put a button in. And it will still be full screen. So we didn't have to do that. All right, fine. That's exactly what I want. Join server Pt2. Okay, so we rename that. Now let's see if we can put a canvas panel here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Just like that. Okay, and we need a text. On the canvas panel, we want a text. This one is going to be called server name. TXT. We're going to bring another text and put on it. And this one is going to be ping TXT. And we're going to bring another one and put on it. And this one is going to be player count. TXT. Just like that. Okay, so in the server text, we're going to call this server underscore TXT over here, or server name. And this probably needs to be anchored to the top left. Wait, what? Can you guys tell how good I am at this? I'm excellent at this. Not. Well, what in the actual hell is going on here? Maybe it's because the yeah, something's screwed here. Give me a second. Oh, let's try wrapping this with a size box. Let me look at my reference over here. This is pissing me off here. Okay, yeah. So select the size box and check all these buttons except for the very last one. And we're going to put in some values here. This is going to be 1125. And this is going to be 44. And this is going to be 1125. And this is going to be 44. And this is going to be 1125. And this one is going to be 44. Okay, did that do anything? Did that do anything? Oh, select the canvas panel and let's do this. There, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, and select the server name text. Let's see what that one is. Yeah, select the server name text, and this is going to be zeros. So hit this little default thing here, zero that out and that out. And this one is going to be 625. And this one is going to be 40. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. And the anchor is supposed to be to the top left, which is fine. Now select the ping text. And of course, this needs to be a numeric value. So we're just going to put 3 zeros in it, maybe 4 zeros in it. Who gives a shit? Okay. And that's going to be anchored to the top left. And we're going to set this to 1100. And this is going to be 0. And this is going to be 80. I'll talk about this here in just a second, but I know this is a disaster trying to follow this. But they really ain't nothing I can do about it, okay? I'm not any good at this. I took this task on just because reasons of insanity, actually. Okay, the player count. This needs to say something out of however many players you want, right? So the maximum I'm setting this for is 10. So this will be something like 0/10. And it doesn't matter. We're going to be overriding these values, but it's just to give you a something to look at. Okay, so this is going to be 780. This one is going to be 0. This one is going to be 107. And this one is going to be 40. There. Now that's something like what we need. Also, the color of this button, to make it match the color of the other buttons, I've been putting in 0.5 for the color, right? The background color and opacity. So we're going to set this to 0.5 tab, 0.5 tab, 0.5 tab. Okay? Okay, awesome. Whew. What a disaster. Okay, so for the server name, we're going to select the server name txt, and then we're going to create binding right here. And that's going to throw us over here into the event graph. Let me light me a smoke. My nerves are already shot. You guys only knew how much I hate UI. And you know, this stupid button, it probably could be made about 70 different ways. But the problem I have with 70 different ways is I couldn't get none of them to work but one. So that's what we roll with here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable, first of all. And this might be a little backwards here, so just roll with me. We're going to create a variable, and we're going to call this search result. And we're going to change the type of it to a search. Oh, let me look and see what kind of variable this is. There it is. It's blueprint session. Okay. So the type is going to be blueprint session result. That's what we're looking for right there. So we'll compile that and save it. And then we're going to bring this variable in like this, get it. And from that, we're going to run this function called get server name. And then we're going to plug that into this value right here, and it'll create this little conversion node here. And I want to mention something here before we move forward. This will simply be the host's Steam name. Okay. So in my scenario, I go by I am John Galt on Steam. I think it might be I am John Galt 75. When someone searches with my little project, if I had a server hosted, that's what it would show up as. That. Now, as far as I know, and this might be a little bit disturbing to you guys, but as far as I know, the built-in Steam functionality in Unreal Engine, there is no way to set a custom server name. You can't do it. It won't work. Tried it a million times. They make a plugin, a third-party plugin called Advanced Sessions. So some of you guys might want to look into using that plugin instead of the built-in stuff. Everything that I've showed here is very similar, even if you're using that plugin, I would imagine. The difference is that plugin has more functionality than the built-in Steam stuff that comes in Unreal Engine. So some of you guys might be asking, so John Galt, why didn't you just do this project with the Steam sessions? You cannot, as a marketplace content creator, which I am and have been, you are not allowed to use third-party plugins. So in other words, you can't use it. If I'd have used that in my other projects, they would have kicked it out and not been allowed to be on the marketplace. So I had no choice but to use what comes in the engine. And so that's why it is the way that it is. So I just want to put that note out there, okay? For you guys. So let's rename this function here to get server name text. That'd be good enough. Okay. And that's it for that one. Okay. So we're going to be creating quite a few of these stupid functions. As much as I hate doing this stuff, we have no choice. Okay. Okay. So next up is going to be the ping. Okay. So we're going to go back to the designer and we're going to highlight the ping text and we're going to hit this bind and say create binding. And it's going to put us back in here. Okay. And from the search result, we're going to pull out of this and use this function called get ping NMS. And we're going to plug that one in. And it creates that little conversion node. Like that. And we're going to rename this function because it auto names these, right? So I don't like the way that it does that. So I change it. This is just going to be get ping text. Okay. Pile that and save it. That's done. So we're moving along here. Just bear with me. Okay. And then we got to do the player count. Okay. So let me look at my reference here. Isn't this so much fun? I'll be so glad when I get this done. I hope that guy that made that contribution really appreciates this. I would rather sit in my front yard and eat dirt with a spoon is to do this stuff. John Galt, all you ever do is whine. That's all you ever do. Just shut up and make stuff. Okay, so we're going to create a binding with the player count selected. Create binding. You guys see a pattern forming here? I'm sure you do. Okay. And we're going to create a variable here. And this variable is going to be called player count. And we're going to change it over to be I think it's just a string. Yep. So we're going to change this to be a string. And we're going to bring this in, get it, and we're going to plug that in right there, like that. And we're going to compile that and save it. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to close all those down and we're going to go into the event graph. And on event construct, we need to get a reference to the game instance. Okay. So we're going to right click here and say get game instance. We're going to cast to the custom game instance that we created in this project. And we're going to promote this to a variable. And oh God, I don't remember how I was naming these. Let me go look at one. I try to be consistent, guys. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. GIMP Steam Ref. Okay, that's what we're going to name this. GIMP Steam Ref. GIMP's Steam Ref. Why is that funny to me? I don't know, but it is. Is that right? Yep, that's exactly right. Oh, cool. GIMP is all capital letters too, so that turned out to be awesome. This is a GIMP project, by the way. If you guys don't see that, it is. Okay, so now we need a clicked event for that button. Okay, so we're going to select the button here, and we're going to add an on-clicked event. And I don't think we created this yet, so we're going to have to hop over to the game instance. Over in the game instance. Do you guys see how all the menu stuff that I do for this so far is in the game instance? I've seen people put this stuff everywhere. They've put them in character blueprints. They've put them in player states. They've put them in HUD blueprints. They put them everywhere. Player controllers. I try to keep my stuff consolidated so that when shit goes sideways and it don't work, I know at least roundabout where to go look. So if it's a menu issue, I know it's either in the damn widgets or it's in the damn game instance. Okay. And then when I do the, like health bars, player names on the screen and all that stuff, that goes in the HUD, right? And you access it. It's kind of like what we're doing here. So you make the widget or whatever, and you call, you create all your logic in the HUD, and then you call it from the player controller, right? So we might get into some of that stuff too at some point, but anyway, where the hell are we going? What am I doing again? Oh yeah, that's right. Back into the game instance. And we're going to create a custom event in here. Hold on one second. Yep, we're going to create a custom event in here. And we're going to call this join session. And we're going to be passing through which session to join. So we're going to add an input here. And we're going to call this session to join. And we're going to change this type over to that other type, which was blue print session result, like that. Compile that and save it. And we're going to do the, I mean, we might dick with this, but for now, let's just recreate what I created already. But this right here might need to we could probably just do this in the widget, but for now, drag in your server list ref and do remove from parent. And then we're going to get player controller. And we're going to use join session. This function that's in here, join session. Like that. And that goes in the player controller. And that goes in the search result. And we're going to do a print string. And that's going to go on failure. And this is going to say failed to join session. And we will turn that to red text because that will be an error if that happens, which it shouldn't happen, but it might. You never know. Okay. We will compile that and save it. And we might have to, I know we will, after we start testing this a little bit more, we will have to do the whole set game to, or set UI to game only, and remove set show mouse cursor like we do in all this other stuff. We'll probably have to do that in here. But for now, we ain't going to worry about it. Okay? Okay. All right, so let's go back into the server list row. And that's what we're going to do on clicked. We're going to get a reference to our game instance here. And we will be calling join session. We'll plug this up here. And the search result, we're going to bring that down here. And that is going to be the session to join. Okay. We're almost done with this button here, which is cool. But let me see what we're missing here. Because I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 functions, and I'm only seeing 3. So we got get server name, get ping, and we need to rename this. This will be get player count text. And we need to create another function that's not. Okay, well, we'll just create the function then and then figure out where the hell I've left something out here. So let's compile all that and save it. And we're going to create a function here. And we're going to call this set search result. And it needs an input on it. So we're going to add an input. And this is going to be called search result. And then we need to change the type here to blueprint session result. File and save. That's where we're going to be setting this variable here. And we're going to pull out of this and we're going to say get current players. And then we're going to say get max players. And we're going to use a build string for an int. Okay, so see this function here, build string int. We're going to use that. The current players is going to go in here. The suffix is going to be a space / space. And then we're going to do another build string. And this is also going to be an int. We're going to append this one to this one. This one is going to be the max players. And we don't need to put any prefix or suffix in this one. And this one is going to be setting this variable here called player count that we created. Just like that. And compile that and save it. I wonder where the hell did I use that at? Let me look at my reference here for a second, guys. Something screwy here. Okay. Back in the designer. What am I missing here? So we did the server name. It ain't on the button. It ain't on the canvas panel. Get server name, ping. Did the ping. Player count. Get player count. Well, I don't see where the hell I used that at, but that has to be used somewhere. We'll find it in the testing, I'm sure. Maybe I'll call that from somewhere else. I'm just looking here. Give me a second. This next damn widget that we have to create, that's going to be a disaster. Yeah, there's no bindings in any of that. Okay, well, we're just going to roll with it. We'll find it in the end, I'm sure. But that's supposed to be bound to something. I don't see it. But when we test it and it don't work, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I know where that's at. I know where that's at. Okay, so I think we're done with the button. And now we're going to work on the server list. This freaking widget. This one's going to be a disaster. So let me bring Chad over here and get caught up with you guys here. I am watching you guys. So hello, Oni. Asman, hello, Asman. GIMP, isn't that the paint tool? Yeah, I believe it is. I use everything everywhere. I'm guilty ASF. Don't do that. You shouldn't do that. Like, really. It makes it a disaster to try to find a problem. But hey, you do you, right? I'm not one of these guys that'll tell you, you either do it the way I said or it's wrong. You can put it wherever you want to. You can. As long as it works in the end, it really doesn't matter. Okay, you guys ready for this one? God dang, this one, I'm probably gonna bust out in a swearing fit for this one, okay? Okay. So, I'm just going to kind of look at exactly what I've got on my right-hand screen. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at here, just so you can see. This is what I'm looking at. We have to make this. And look at all this shit that's here. See this? We got to do that, okay? Now, I would just copy and paste this, but that is of 0.0 help to you guys, okay? So, we're going to try to recreate this bastard as best we can. So hang in there, take a deep breath, swear if you must. We're going to get it done. So first off, I'm going to delete this text that I put in here. And we have a canvas panel. So first things first is we're going to add a vertical box. Okay. So we're going to search over here for a vertical box. We're going to bring that down here and drop it. And then we're probably going to punch some settings and shit into it. So we're going to anchor it to the center. And we are going to zero this out. And we're going to set this X value here to 1200. And we're going to set this value to 900. And we're going to set this to 0.5 ab and 0.5 ab. Hey, look at that. We're done already. Ship it. It was only that damn easy. Okay. And now we're going to add a horizontal box. Okay. So we're going to type horizontal box and we're going to drag that. And that is going to go inside the vertical box. Then we're going to select it and we're going to punch in some values here. No, we're not. Because it looks like I didn't change a single damn thing. So, no, we're not. All right, next up is a text. And that goes inside this horizontal box. And we're going to make it say, actually, let's name this. So this will be server list txt. And we are going to make it say server list. And we're going to pump up the volume to the size here to 48. Done. Ship it. Go ahead and compile and save in case this thing decides to blow up. Okay. And now we're going to add another horizontal box. Whoever designed the UI in this engine needs shot. Why couldn't they have designed this? Have you guys ever used one of those, I think they call them a WYSIWYG editor for making web pages? You guys know what I'm talking about? I forget the names of them. I think maybe Front Page by Microsoft was one, but essentially it was a program you could use to design web pages, right? You remember? Why? Oh, why didn't they just roll with that kind of a layout? Like you're designing a web page. That would have been so fucking much easier. But they didn't, right? They didn't. And so here we are. Okay, so I'm just looking to see where we put this thing. So that just goes into the vertical box. So we're going to take a horizontal box and we're going to drop it on the vertical box like that. And then we're going to put some settings in this thing. No, we're not. We're going to put some text and some spacers in it. Isn't that great? Okay. So first up, we're going to dump a text in it. And this is going to be called server name. TXT. And it's actually going to say server name. Okay. Then we're going to put a spacer. So we're going to do a search for a spacer. And that's going to go into the horizontal box. And we're probably going to set some values in that. Yep. So select the spacer. And this is going to be, the X size is going to be 600. Like that. Then we're going to put another text into the horizontal box, this one. And this is going to be players text. And we're going to, for this one, what did I do over here? It's just players, right? So we're just going to type in this text box here. Players. Like that. Then we're going to put another spacer. Okay, so spacer into that horizontal box. And that spacer is going to be set to 200 in the X. This is actually moving along faster than I thought it would. So that's good. And then we're going to put one more text in here into this horizontal box. And this is going to be called ping. And I think I put in some zeros. Nope, I just said ping. Oh, I know what. This is the damn, yeah, okay, I see what this is. Do you guys see what this is? It's really just the list of those buttons of the server is going to populate this part of this thing. This is really just the damn top of the widget. Don't even do shit. It's like cosmetic bullshit. Wouldn't it be awesome if you just had one picture that was laid out perfectly with all this text on it and you could just put that one picture at the top of this fucking widget? Wouldn't that be glorious? That would be glorious. Okay. So we're going to compile this and save this. And you know, we might ought to name these boxes here if we get ourselves in trouble. Let's call this one header horizontal underscore VOX. There. And then we can collapse all that. And that way, if something right here is dicked up and we need to resize it or something, we'll know it's in this horizontal box. Okay. Now we get to add another horizontal box. To the vertical box. And this one is going to be called searching. Horizontal underscore box. And we're going to put a size box in this one, right? So size box, and that goes right into this horizontal box. And we're going to select it, and we're going to undo this one and this one, and we're going to put in 50 by 50. Okay. This is not looking right on my screen, so apparently this damn box here has got something done to it. Yep. So select that searching horizontal box, and that is going to be centered right there and right there. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to put a throbber inside this size box, right? So we're going to look for throb. Oh God, what is it? A circular throbber? Yep. We're going to put a circular throbber. Why does that sound X-rated? Into that size box. And the circular throbber is going to be set to hidden. Okay. Okay. We only got about 6 more to go, and then we get to go do a bunch of scripting. So hang in there. I know this sucks. Believe me, I know this sucks. Okay. I certainly do. Shit, we've got to put a text in it. Okay. So under common, we're going to put a text inside that size box, right? Nope, inside the horizontal box. Is that right? Yep. Yep, that's right. And we're going to call this status message underscore TXT. And is this one hidden too? Nope. But we will be putting a function on it at some point. Let's blank this out. So it don't say anything. It just sits there like that. Compile that and save it. Okay. Now we're going to add a scroll box. And that is going to go into the vertical box at the top here. Nope. That ain't where it goes. It goes into the searching horizontal box. So grab it. Well, actually just delete it, because we will fuck this up, I'm quite sure. So delete that, drag it, and that goes into the searching box right here. Drop it on top of it. And nope. That still ain't where it goes. Where the fuck is that? Nope. Delete it again. Sorry, guys. It goes in one of these. Maybe it goes in the main vertical box. Is that where it goes? Nope, we done tried that. We'll just keep moving down. It goes in one of these. Nope. in the actual hell is going on here? Let me collapse this. So let's delete that scroll box one more damn time, and let me collapse some of these things down here. Okay, now what am I looking at here? Vertical box, got that. Got the horizontal box. Got the header box. Searching horizontal box. To me, it looks like it just goes in that one, right? In this one. But that can't be right because, see, it's showing. No, god damn it, that is right. Yeah, okay, we got it. We got it. Don't panic. We got it. But there is some setting somewhere that's changed because that's supposed to fill out almost this whole thing here. So let me see if I can figure out, is it the vertical box? I mean, that's what we put it in. Let me look at this for a minute. There's some setting somewhere that's screwed because this is supposed to. And it don't. Oh, I see what it is. It's this button. Fill. Because of course it is. Okay, so let's call this server list underscore SCBOX for scroll box. Now, another box and then a couple buttons, guys, and we've got this. So hang in there. I know this sucks ass. All right, so we're going to be putting another horizontal box. And this is going to go into the main vertical box. And this is going to be called footer horizontal underscore BOX. And this is going to be centered. Then we're going to put in a size box. Into the footer horizontal box. And we're going to, with the size box selected, we're going to uncheck this one and this one. And this is going to be 200 by 100. Okay. Now we get to put a button in it. Into the size box. And let's do the name of this to back BTN. And once again, I'm going to do the color and opacity to 0.5 so it matches the others. Then we need to put a text on the button. And that is going to be back TXT. And it's actually going to say back. Then we're going to put a spacer. And that's going to go into the footer horizontal box. And that is going to be set to 750 in the X. Oh, look at there. All right, we're going to put another size box in the footer box. And that is going to be 200 by 100, right? So uncheck the child layout here, these top two. Almost, guys. Jesus Christ, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown before I get done with this. Now we're going to have another button in the size box. And that is going to be called Find Games _ BTN. And we're going to do the same color. 0.5 tab, 0.5 tab, 0.5 tab. And then a text on the Find Games button. And this is going to be Find Games _ TXT. And it's going to say Find Games. Done. Ship it. Sweet God and sunny Jesus of all that's holy. All right, let me close this and save everything, because if this craps out, I'm going to lose my ever-loving mind. Okay, now let's open this back up. So, look at that, guys. We did it. We freaking did it. So I'm going to collapse some of this stuff down here. If you guys made it through that and you actually recreate what I just did here, congratulations. I mean, seriously. John Galt, I could have made that widget in 2 minutes. Yeah, you probably could. I can't. Now we get to put all the functionality in, the bindings and whatnot. So that shouldn't be quite as difficult as assembling that damn thing. Okay. All right. Let me bring Chad over here. Boy, you guys are awful quiet over there. I guess I killed everybody that was tuned in. Is that what happened? I mean, this is interesting stuff here. I don't see how you guys could sleep through that crap. You probably already had it made and you're sitting there waiting on me, right? Is that what it is? Probably. Okay, so we're going to start with the, let's see here, probably the searching deal. Let me look here. Yep, we're going to start with the searching deal. So this, see why you name this stuff? In this searching horizontal box here, this status message, we're going to, for the text, the searching message text right here where we blanked it out, we're going to create a binding. And we need a variable. So we're going to create a variable. And it's going to be called status text. We're going to change this over to be a string. And we're going to drag this in here, get it, and we're just going to plug this up. Now that's it. That's easy, right? That wasn't difficult at all. We're going to change the name of it though, to get status text. the name of the function we're going to change. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the designer, and we're going to have to get some visibility stuff here. So let's go back to the designer. Yep. So that same text over here for the visibility, right here where the visibility is, we're going to create a binding here. We're going to create another variable, and this is going to be called status text visibility. And this is going to be, what the hell is this thing? What kind of a, oh, okay. It is a, this one is weird. This is the only place I have ever fucking used this, right? Check this out. This is a slate visibility type variable. How about that? Isn't that crazy? Leave it to me to find the only place that you would ever use one of these, right? And you get that, and you just simply plug that in here like that. And we're going to change the name of this function. Let me see what I named this. Yep. To get status visibility. Oh, wow. And it ain't even doing it. That's just beautiful. Come on, you son of a bitch. Get status text visibility. Like that. Compile and save. Okay, now we get to go back and get another one. So back into the designer, this is going to be the back button. Okay, so select the back button. And let's see. This one is for is enabled. So this behavior here, we're going to create a binding. And we're going to create a new variable. And this is going to be called is button enabled question mark. And this is going to change over to a Boolean variable. Compile that and save it. And we're going to bring that variable in here, get it, and we're going to plug it in right here. Okay. And we're going to rename this to get back button is enabled. And compile that and save it. Okay. We got one more binding to create and then two functions, and then we get to hook it all up, and I think we're done, which will be glorious because I'm sick of this. I was sick of this yesterday. And we're still ass deep in the middle of this. So let's close this function and let's go back to the designer. And this is the Find Games button. Okay. So we're going to select the Find Games button. Let me look at my reference over here. Okay. And it's going to also be for the is enabled. So we're going to create a binding here. And we can use the same is button enabled that we already created. So we'll get that, plug that in here. And we're going to rename this function to get find games button is enabled. Wow, that's a big ass long one. Okay. I think we've got it, except for the, didn't I do something to that throbber thing? Hold on, let me look at something. No, I didn't, which is strange. Okay, well, we'll figure it out one way or the other. I think we've got the biggest chunk of this done here. My nerves are shot. You know what's really going to suck is when we get finished here, it don't work. Even though I've already built this a couple times, I only built it once, right? And then I copy and paste it over to my other projects. That's why in my projects I sell on the UE4 marketplace, the menu systems are pretty much identical across all of them. I got one version of it working, and I use it for everything, which is kind of hysterical if you think about it. Okay, so now we're going to go to the graph, and we're going to start making stuff. Now, hopefully we're done with UI or widget bullshit. Okay, so we're going to delete the event tick, and we're going to start out by getting a reference to the game instance. Oh, that's exactly right. Get game instance cast to the custom game instance in this project. Promote it to a variable. You guys remember what the name of this variable needs to be? GIMP theme ref. It's a GIMP Steam ref. Compile that and save it. Okay. Now for the back button. Where's that? It should be over here. Find games. Back button. We're going to add an on-clicked event. And we're going to set the status text visibility. We're going to plug this up. We're going to set that to be hidden. Then we're going to get a reference to our game instance. And we're going to call Show Multiplayer Menu. And then we're going to remove from parent. And we're going to compile that and save it. Oh, God. Find games button. We're going to add an on-clicked event for that. And this is where we get to start creating those macros. Okay. What am I missing here? There was supposed to be something that happened on the button click. Oh, that's in the list row button. We already did that. Okay, so that's fine. Okay. So I think we'll start out with the clear sessions macro. So we're going to create a macro here. And we're going to call this clear search results. And we're going to be doing a for each loop. Check this out. This is pretty nifty. See how there ain't no inputs on these? If you drag this exe up here and point to the very bottom, let it go, it'll put it there. And the completed is going to go out the output. So do the same thing like that. Isn't that neat? Unreal Engine is so sweet. And so we're going to rename this input here. We're going to call this in, and the output, we're going to rename this one, and we're going to call this one on completed. So we're just going to put on at the beginning of that. I think we're actually going to have to make the other one first because we don't have the found sessions widget. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have to. So go ahead and compile and save that macro and just leave it there for now, because we're going to have to do the find games macro first. Okay, so, son of a bitch. Create another macro and simply call this one find games. And we're going to add an input here. And I think if we just type exe here, you can do the same thing we did a minute ago. Nope. Okay, well, fine. Delete the input. Bring in the is button enabled and do set and plug that in. Why is this being such a doucher? I don't get it. And we'll call this in. Actually, this macro here needs to be called clear search results widgets. Sorry. Okay. We need the status text. We're going to get this and do a set. And the status text is going to be searching and some dots. Then we're going to get the circular throbber, which we need to rename that to searching throbber, right? So let's go back into the designer for a second. I didn't rename that. Oh, well, fine. Have it your way. We need to bring that in, get it, and we need to pull out of this and type set visibility, and that's going to be to visible. And then we need the status text visibility, and we're going to set that to visible. And then we need the clear search results macro, even though it ain't finished yet. We need to bring that in and plug it up. Then we need to type get owning player. That one. Why do they have so many in here? That's so annoying, right? We need this one here that's highlighted. And then we're going to do find sessions. Find sessions. We're going to plug that in on completed. The player controller is this guy. max results, we're just going to set to 20. Okay. Then we're going to promote this result here to a variable. And we're going to call this found sessions. Like that. Then we're going to put a branch. And we're going to get the length of this. And if this is greater than, integer greater than integer, if this is greater than 0, that's going to be our condition for this branch. Okay, if it's true, we're going to set our status text. So if this is true, we're going to do this. And this is going to be no sessions found. And some dots. Then we're going to duplicate that. So select it and hit Control W. If this fails, actually this right here is supposed to go in, hold down Alt and unhook this. This is supposed to go in on successful. If this fails, we're going to do this. And we're going to say search failed. And we'll put a couple exclamation points. I can't believe I agreed to do this. The hell was I thinking? Now we're going to do is button enabled. We're going to set that. And that's going to come out of this. And this. And this time it's going to be to true. And then we're going to get that circular throbber again, get it. And we're going to say set visibility. And this is going to be to hidden. And then we go into the output, right? So this output, we got all the way over here. We need to drag this thing all the way down here to the end. And we're going to do that deal where we do that. And we're going to call this output out. Compile that and save it. And now we get to go do the other part of this, which is far more entertaining. Okay. And this is going to be coming out of the false. So we're going to get that throbber again. And we're going to set visibility. And this is going to be to hidden. And this is going to come out of false. We're going to set the status text visibility. And this is going to be to collapsed. Then we're going to be doing a for each loop. And this is going to come out of the results here. And then we're going to be doing a create widget. Create widget. And that's going to come out of the loop body. The owning player is going to be get owning player, this top one here. the class of the widget is going to be that damn list row that we created. The BPW server list row. Yep. And then we're going to add, pull out of this return value and type add. And that will be the array under utilities array add. And we're going to promote this to a variable. And this is going to be found session widgets. Found sessions widgets. Like that. Almost done, guys. Hang in there. And then we can do some testing and see how fucking broke this is. Isn't that going to be awesome? Okay. Okay, so from this array element here, we're going to pull out of this and we're going to type set search. Oh, no, it ain't in there. Oh, okay, I see. It comes out of this one. We're going to pull out of this one and type set search result. Remember that one that we created and I didn't know where it went? Well, this is where it went. It goes in here. How funny is that? Oh, well, whatever. Right? And then the search result, that's the one that comes from this. Like that. And then from this return value, we're going to add child. Oh, okay. Server list scroll box. That's what we need. We need the server list scroll box. Okay, I think we have to. Let's compile and save that. Let's go back to the designer. I think we need to change this to a variable, right? So this server list SC box, we need to select it here and select is variable. Recompile that and save it, because if you don't do that, it doesn't give it to you over here. So we need to bring that in, get it, and then from that, we need to add child. And that will go here. And the content is this return value here. And I think that's that. So let's compile that and save it. And I'm sure there'll be some bugs we'll have to come back and fix, but I think that might work. So now we should be able to go back to that clear search results widgets that we didn't finish, that macro. I think we can go back in there now and finish it. Finish him. So we need this found sessions widgets. Get that. And that goes into the array. And the array element, we need to take that server list. Let's see, what the hell did we call it? That scroll box, right? The server list scroll box. We need to get that. And we're going to do remove child. That's going to go into the loop body. And the content is going to come out of this array element. And I think that should be that. Pile that and save it. Okay, you guys ready to go see how stuff this is? Wait, we didn't do the event graph, right? So we got to finish this now. Okay, so up here on this event construct, every time we construct this, we're going to run this macro that we created here. Clear search results. Okay. And then for the clicked find games button, that's going to be the find games macro that we created here. And compile that and save it. Okay. I'm going to bring up chat here and see what you guys had to say, and then we're going to go test this. Jesus Christ. Please work. Please work. I'll be your best friend. I'll be your best friend. Please work. Does anything ever work the first time? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. Okay, so hold your breath, cross your fingers and all your toes, and let's see what we got here. So if I hit play, go to multiplayer, host game, select up the maps and the number of players, and hit host game, we are officially in the game. Now, if a client goes to find games, work. Come on, work. We hit find games. It brings up that fancy schmancy widget that we created. And these buttons are not doing a goddamn thing. So, so let's go back into the server list and find out why that is, right? Maybe that is supposed to be true by default. What do you guys think? Let me look here. Is button enabled? Yep, it's true by default. Okay, so that variable that we created is button enabled. That needs to be true by default. Let's try it again. Iron it out, Galt. Iron it out. Host. Ask me how many times I've done this shit before. Host. We're in. Multiplayer. Find games. Oh, look at that. If we hit back, first let's check that. Brings us back to that menu, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. And then if we do a search, we got our little searching stuff coming up. And when it quits, no sessions found. Wonderful. Why is that? Let me do that one more time, just to be sure. Nope, something broke. Okay. So now let's go bug hunting. So, server list. When we click the Find Games button, so let's go back into the graph. It runs this macro. So what did we do in here? Why is this broke? So we got to go in here and investigate. Let's see what's broke here. I'm just going to look at my reference here and we're going to go back through this. But obviously something's foobarred. So is button enabled. That's false here. Searching text, that's fine. The circular throbber, we're setting the visibility to visible. That's fine. That is set to visible. Clear search results. I'm sure that's fine. Get owning player. Find sessions. We got that set to 20. On success, we are setting the found sessions. We're getting the length of this. Oh, this right here needs to be equal 0. Delete that. Pull back out of the length and do equal sign twice. Equal integer. That is 0. It's got to be equal to 0. All right, let's see if that's enough to fix it. So we'll stay right where we're at here. Let's just go try that again. About now. Oh, look at that. John Galt, you glorious bastard. There it is. Right there. Right there. I already see something here that's jacked up, though. We should be able to research here, so we'll have to investigate that. But let me see if I click this, if it throws me into the level. Bam. There it is. And I don't have my control, right? So we will have to fix that. But other than that, I think we're close. We are close. Very close. So let's see. Let me just bring my reference over here and let's see how this behaves, right? See if it's doing the same damn thing. Surely I didn't ship a broke product. Okay. Now let's do a search here for this one. Yep, both buttons are enabled when we come in here. Find games, does the deal. And both buttons are enabled whenever it finishes searching. So why is that? We need to investigate why that is. Okay. So let me put this back on my other screen over here. And we're close. Very, very close, guys. Okay, so let's go back into this server list. That button is enabled here. When it finishes searching, it's supposed to turn that button back true. And I see what it is. Do you guys see it? I see it. When this loop completes, it needs to go back here. That re-enables the button and sets the visibility and all that stuff back. So I think that's the problem with that. So let's check it. A lot of testing, guys. So when I tell you guys I have to put astronomical amounts of time in this bullshit, this is what I mean. The littlest thing can get you every damn time. And I was even looking at a reference, right? So this gave control here to the server, but for some reason we'll have to look at that, why that ain't. Okay, so that's fine. Both buttons are enabled. We do a search, and these two buttons should come back enabled when it finishes. And if we leave back here, it should clear this out. So let's go back. Yep, and it did. So let's do that one more time. And we join. And for whatever reason, it is not giving me back control. Okay, so we need to figure out why that is, and then we'll have it, right? That's that. Okay, so let me look at my reference over here. It may be in the list row widget. I'm assuming that's probably what it is. On click join server. So let's bring this list row up and go into the graph. Yep, and we're joining session, and that goes into the game instance. So let's go into the game instance. Right here, remember I said we'd probably have to do it here? I bet you that's exactly what it is. I'm looking at my reference here. I didn't do it, right? But somehow Oh, I bet I know what it is. It's because there's another screen, right? Remember, I've got one more screen in my project where, let me bring it over here and show you guys what I'm talking about. So in this project, when we go through all this, see this screen? So yes, you're disabled until you join a team, and that's what gives you control back. So we're going to have to back it up one. We're going to have to give control back. We're going to have to give control back after we've joined the team, right? And we don't have a team. So let me quickly put this back over here. And no, it ain't that one. Where the hell did I put that? I don't see where I put that fucking widget at. Hold on here. Player list row, scoreboard. Where the hell is the team widget? I'm trying to find it, guys. Give me a second here. Oh, okay. I see. I believe I found it. Or not. Ah, there it is. In-game menu. Okay, I found it. Okay, I just did it in the widget. Okay. All that for, I guess we could do it in here on success, right? So get player controller. Out of this, we'll do set input mode to game only on success. And then we're going to set show mouse cursor back to false. And that should do it. Jesus Christ. What a nightmare. Yep. Look at that. There it is. Now, you're not going to be able to see this default pawn, right? See how the client's looking at that ball of death there? And then also the server, see, the client can see the server's ball of death moving, but when the client moves, the server can see him, right? He's right there. But when I move him, look, you can't see it move. That's because this is just the default pawn, right? You would have to actually create a character, and we might just, you know, build a character just to get a character moving around in here and just like not make him do anything. And the reason for that is because we still don't have an in-game menu, right? Like we can't get out of here once we're in here. And part of that process of leaving a game has to go into the player controller. Well, you can't have a player controller if you don't have a player. So we'll probably have to build a, you know, like the default dummy, the UE4 mannequin, and just put him in here so he can just run around instead of being these balls of death. But at this point right here, we have it, right? Let me do a save all here, and I'm going to start up Steam just to show you guys that this is actually working and operational. So I'm going to log into Steam here. And with this overlay, with this running in the background, watch what happens. Now, this will only work in standalone, right? And I can't join Steam. I'd have to package this out and test it. And I might do that. I don't know if we'll get to that in this video, but I might do that. But just to show you guys, if I go back to one player here and we go to standalone game, watch this. It should pop up right here, the Steam stuff. Look, access the Steam community. And if we hit Shift Tab, look at that. There's our Steam overlay. See it? Wah freaking law. How about that shit? How about that shit? Beautiful. Okay, let's go back to 2 players and new editor windows. Okay. Okay, so now what do we do? Well, we got to have a player, character, and a damn in-game menu. Let me bring up chat and see if you guys had anything to say. Nothing. Nothing. You guys have nothing to say. That's terrible. Terrible. Whatever. We'll get to it. I think we're going to build a little default character before we call this video done, and get the in-game menu up so that we can exit and leave the game. Okay. We might not do the match timer. Okay. I don't know. These videos are getting extremely long. Of course they are. Game design's hard, bruh. Okay, so I'm not going to like try to import a template into here that's already set up. You know, like bring in the default third person template. I'm not going to do that. So let me see here. Static meshes, materials. Okay. And I don't really want to, you know, put in the animation starter pack in here either. I just want the damn default third person dude, but I don't want to migrate that shit in here because it brings an astronomical amount of UE4 garbage from their template in here. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to create another project and we're going to scavenge from it. Okay. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get a damn character in here moving around. This is in 15.3 is what I used for this demonstration here. So we're going to go ahead and create a default third person template, and then we're going to go in there and salvage out what we need. Okay. That's all we need to contaminate this awesome project. And see, this would be a good project for you guys to start from. Like if you know you're going to build a Steam game, doesn't matter if it's going to be a team game, a shooter game, a co-op game, it doesn't matter. This front end would be a very good template to save somewhere and use it every time you get ready to build a multiplayer game. You guys see what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to create a default third person project just called my project, and we're going to go in here and steal the shit out of stuff. Okay, so what do we need exactly? Well, we need this mannequin. So we're going to take the character's mesh and we're going to right click asset actions and we're going to say export. I'm going to stick that on my desktop here. And then we're going to get the animations, and I ain't even worried about the damn material. I don't give a single shit about that. We need the idle. We need the jump end, the jump start, the jump loop. We don't really need that walk animation, but I guess we'll go ahead and get it anyway. Right click, asset actions, export. Those are all going to the desktop too. I could have did bulk export, but I don't want it to create that damn folder. Nobody cares. Okay. And then we're just going to close that. And then we're going to go back in here into the Steam project. And we're going to create a new folder in here. And we're going to call it characters. And then inside that folder, we're going to make another new folder. And we're going to call it man e win. Should we? See, here's the problem. I'm not recreating a damn physics asset for this fucking thing. You know what? Maybe we should just migrate the damn mannequin in. That way it'll bring it will bring the physics asset, right? I don't know if you guys have ever heard me talk about the physics asset, but that's actually important. And they already have one pre-created for the UE4 mannequin. And I'm not rebuilding one. You guys want to rebuild one? Hell no. Okay, so fine. We'll just have to migrate in the mannequin folder. It'll bring the mannequin, the physics asset, of course, the skeleton, all those animations and those blend spaces and shit. So we'll just do that. Right click the mannequin folder, go to migrate, hit OK. This is going, where the hell is this? My documents, Unreal projects, MP Steam, content folder. Go. Okay, now let's go see how bad we just contaminated this whole entire project. Better not. There it is, the mannequin. So let's go ahead and create that characters folder. Shit, of course it's going to put it there. That ain't what I wanted. I wanted it in the damn Steam folder. Move here. And then we will put that inside the characters folder. Which is fine. Let's select the content folder, right click, fix up redirectors, just in case it made any. Okay, in the characters folder, we're going to create another folder called blueprints. And we're going to make a blueprint class a character, and we'll call this BP character master. And then we begin. All right, so let's go ahead and crack this thing off real quick. So the mesh is going to be that default mannequin. We're going to go -90 here, and the rotation is going to be -90 here. We're going to add a spring arm, and we will call this camera boom. And then we're going to add a camera to that, and we will call this follow cam. And let's move that up to about his belly button area. All that and save it. And that should be a beginning. So let's close all this down, save everything here. And we're going to need a game mode, right? So let's right click, create blueprint class. Game mode base will be fine. We'll call this GM, the name of the project, right? So GM _ MP theme. We're going to open this. The default pawn class is going to be that character master that we just created. Then for the level, we need to open the level. Test map 01, we need to set that to be that game mode. Save. Test map 2, we need to set that to be that game mode. Save. And the single player test map 1, we're going to go also ahead and set that to the same game mode. Okay. Now let's go back to the main menu. We can jump over these menus, but let's just see if it spawns us in here. Single player. Yep, there he is. We can't move or anything, but it does put us in there. And then if we do multiplayer, it should do the same thing. Host game. Son of... So sick of me. Puke. Yep. And then if we Alt tab over here, go this route, find games. Now we'll actually see each other. Voila. Can't move or nothing, but we're both standing there in a Mexican standoff. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and open test map 1 so that we don't have to go through that stupid menu 5,000 damn times. And we're going to, let's go into the project settings. Under input is what we're looking for here. Action map, we're going to add one, and this is going to be jump. And that's going to be the space bar on the keyboard. And we need 4 axis maps. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is going to be move forward. And that's got to have 2, one for forward and one for backward. So that's going to be the keyboard W. And the keyboard S. And we need to change that scale here to -1. This one is going to be move right. That one also needs 2. This is going to be the keyboard D. And this is going to be the keyboard A. And that one needs -1. This is going to be look up. And that's going to be the mouse. The fuck is it? X or Y? Let's just go X. I'm just going to guess. If it's backwards, we'll move it. And let's set this to -1. And this is going to be turn. And that will be mouse Y. And those might be backwards. I don't know. It ain't a big deal to come in here and fix it if it's foobarred. That's fine. And then we're going to open this character master blueprint. Delete all this stuff out of the event graph. We're going to right click and do move forward. This axis event, move forward. We're going to right click again and do move right. The axis event, move right. Okay. And then we're going to be doing add movement input. And that'll be this axis value. We're going to get control rotation. We're going to split this. Then we're going to make rotator right here, this one on the bottom. The Z is the only one we need. Don't hook the other ones up. We don't need those. Okay. And then we're going to get forward. Get forward vector, and that's going to go in the world direction here. Duplicate this node of movement input. And we're going to hook this one up. Axis value goes here, and this is going to be right vector. Get right vector. That'll go here. File that and save it. And now let's go see if we can move. Okay, I got something fucked here. Going the same way both ways, which is fine. Let's go see what I did wrong. Forward vector, move forward, move right. All right, fine. Let's go back into the project settings. Why didn't you guys catch that? I know I've done something wrong here. So move forward. And backward is W and S. That's correct. Move right. D is right. Oh, we got to put that as -1. I thought we did that. Why didn't you guys catch that? I thought we did that. How about now? Forward, backward, left, right. Forward, backward, left, right. Okay, that's right. Back into the character blueprint. Now we're going to do look up. Axis event for look up. Up and down is pitch. So we're going to right click and type pitch. Add controller input pitch. So that'll go here. And this will be the value. And then we're going to do turn. Axis event turn. Turn, that'll be the yaw. So we're going to type yaw. Add controller yaw input. And now we'll go see exactly how backwards these are. Okay. Play. Yeah, they're exactly backwards. Welcome to dyslexia, right? So let's go back into project settings. Under input. And these are exactly backwards. That look up, that needs to be mouse Y. And the turn needs to be mouse X. How about now? So moving left and right, that works. But we can't pivot up and down. And that's some setting in here that I fucking have to hunt every time. So camera boom. In here. Use pawn control rotation. We're already doing that. So that ain't it. Character movement. Is it under the class defaults? Use controller. Yeah, okay. So under the class defaults, I believe it's this. Use controller rotation pitch. Check that true, compile it and save it and see if that's what it was. Oh shit, no, that exactly ain't it. That ain't fucking it. I know there's one in here called Orient Rotation to Movement. That's in here somewhere. Is that the camera boom? No. Follow cam? No. Character movement? Orient rotation to movement. That needs to be true. And then there's another setting in here somewhere. Is it class defaults? Use controller rotation pitch. No, that ain't it. That's not it. There's another setting in here. Where is it, guys? Where is this setting? Use pawn control rotation. Well, the camera boom. Is it that? Okay, that seemed to be it. All right, so I hope you guys caught that. That was the magic, whatever the hell that was. All these fucking checkbox this, checkbox that. That still don't look right. No, I don't think that's right. We still got something wrong here. Let's leave that unchecked. No, that's not right. So the orient rotation to movement, that is got to be true, wherever that went. Yes, that's true. Okay, that's fine. The other one is use pawn control rotation. No, that's not what we're looking for. What the hell is that called? It's fucking yaw. It's in here somewhere. Camera boom. Inherit yaw. No, that ain't it. Follow cam. No, that ain't it. Character movement. No, that ain't it. Orient rotation to movement and use controller. It's use. I just had a flash of it. Use controller rotation yaw. There's some fucking setting in here called use controller rotation yaw. Is it under class defaults? There it is. Under class defaults, use control rotation yaw. That needs to be turned off for this type of movement, right? Because we're supposed to be able to, yeah, it's supposed to turn the character to which way we're going. I think. You know what? This is pissing me off. Let's just go fucking look. Nobody sets a character up this way, but I don't have all the movement. I don't have forward, backward, left, right. So we have to set it up the same damn way they set it up in this craptastic project here, which is this, right? You can pivot up and down, but you can pan around your character. See? And I have no fucking idea which magical checkbox they checked or didn't check. So we're going to have to go look. And of course it's going to open on this screen. Of course it is. Use controller rotation yaw is unchecked. Orient rotation to movement. Can't even fucking find it now. To move. Use pawn control rotation is true. Maybe that's it. Use pawn control rotation. Is that the magic? I'm sick of this already. So that's unchecked. Use pawn control rotation. That's checked. And I'm quite sure orient. Where the hell even was that? Orient rotation and movement. Let's go check that one. Yes, that's true. Okay, that should be it. What a disaster. How about now, you son of a bitch? There we go. We're pivoting around our character, and we are pivoting up and down. And he turns there. That's it. That's the magic. And screw you, Epic, for making this stuff such a pain in the dick. Thank you. We don't have to animate it, do we? Can we just leave it this way? Hell no. Of course we can't. Animation blueprint. This will be an anim instance for this stupid mannequin. And this will be BPA for blueprint animation. Character master. Let's go plug this into this character. Let's get this stupid thing animated, and then I'm done. So select the mesh, and we plug this in. BPA character master. And then we get to go create a damn animation blueprint. So we open this in the event graph. Try get on owner. Cast to the character master is valid. This macro. Promote this to a variable. If this is valid, and we shall call this BP character master ref. Put a sequence. Get that reference. We want to check the character movement. Where is that? Character movement component. I know that some inches in here. Get character movement. We want to know if the character is falling. Promote that to a variable. That is going to go in then one. Double click to make a reroute. We're going to call this is falling question mark. And then we need the speed of the character. So that would be get velocity and we're going to split this. And then we're going to make vector. And we do not need the Z. Okay. That's the up down speed. And then we get the length of this. Promote that to a variable. And that becomes speed. And we can just plug that in here like that. You know what we need to do? We need to do one more. So pull out of this and type greater float greater than float. Promote this to a variable. And this becomes is moving, question mark. It's a shame that I have to rebuild this. I should have just migrated the whole fucking thing in here, but who cares? Whatever. And then we go in the anim graph, right click, create a new state machine. And we will call this locomotion. Plug this up. Go inside here. Add a state. We'll call this idle underscore walk underscore run. And we'll put that blend space in here that they created. I didn't make that, they did. And we'll put the speed. Get this. And I'm going to rename that. No, I ain't. I'm just going to leave it the way they named it. Who cares? Now that should get him animated back to the way it was by them. Except for the jump. Jump don't do shit yet. We got to do that. Almost. Okay, so back into the character master blueprint, right click and type jump. And then right click again and type jump. And we're looking for this function called jump. Pressed, we jump. Right click again and type jump. And we need the function stop jumping. And that'll get it working. And then we got to go build the jump loop. See? Okay. So now back into the animation blueprint we go. Back out one here. And we need add a state, and this will be jump underscore start. Pull out of this, add another state, and this will be jump underscore loop. Pull out of this again, add a state, and this will be jump underscore end. And then we will go back to here. And then we're going to drag one from here to here. Now let's go plug in some animation. So this will be jump start. This does not need to be looping, so select it and uncheck that. Jump loop. That'll be the jump loop. That one does need to be looping. It's right in the name. And then jump end. That one does not need to loop. Then we need to put in a rule here, which is if is falling is true, we do that. This one needs to be a ratio. So we type ratio. Current time remaining ratio for jump start, which will need to be less than float less than float. That'll be 0.1. And then we need to go from here to here. So this will be is moving. If that's true, wait a minute. What am I doing here? Who am I again? What the hell? Oh, is falling, right? So we also need is falling. If those are and, if both of those are true, we go that way, right? We go from here straight back into that. Then we go here, and this needs to be is falling and is moving. And this one needs to be not moving. So put this not at the front of it, and then tie these together with an and. So if both of these are true, we play that little jump end animation. They're not true. We don't want that stupid end animation. It makes him slide. Then we go in here and we do another ratio. Time remaining ratio for jump end. This needs to be less than, float less than float, 0.1. And that should be that, I think. Go see. How about now? Oh yeah, that worked perfectly. Is falling. If that is true, we go into jump start. This is, what did I do? Time remaining ratio. Let me, ratio. Is that the right one? I think it's the right one. How did I break this? Because I break everything. This one needs to be is moving. Oh, this is not falling. So we need to do is falling, not. And then that means this one's probably also wrong. This also needs to be is falling, not. So let's just back that up and do not. Of course I have to get it wrong. How about now? See, when you're not moving, you want it to play that little jump in. See how he bends his leg and stuff? But if you're running and you jump, there's no reason to play the jump in. You just go right back into the run again. Otherwise, it makes it look like he's sliding just for a split second. All right, now we got this sumbitch back to the way the default third-person template is without all the extra garbage. So, okay, fine. Spend an extra hour doing that. That's fine. That's fine. Let me bring Chad up. Are you guys still asleep over there? Hello, everyone. I'm getting burnt out already. Can you tell? We got this stupid ass menu system working though. So there's that. I think there's going to have to be a third goddamn video because I'm ready to quit here already. Let's take an inventory of what we're missing here. Okay, so let me save everything. Let's go back into the maps and let's open back up the main menu and we'll hit play. So we got that. Now we can actually go in here and move around as a character and not them stupid just little balls of death. We still got to do the in-game menu, right? Because once you get in here, there's no way to get out. And that was the whole purpose of making the character. Because we need a player controller blueprint. Okay, so then we host up a game. We pick us up a map. Set us up some players. Host the game. And there we are. Just like that. And then this guy over here can find the server now. And can connect. Voila. He appeared. There he is. There he goes. And all these animations replicate by default. You don't have to do anything to these. There's something that's annoying. See how when we get over there, the camera flips? So we'll fix that right quick. So in the character's blueprint, we're going to take the camera boom and there's a collision section here somewhere. No. It ain't in the camera boom. It's in the capsule component right here under this collision. We need to set this to custom, and we want the camera to ignore pawns and ignore visibility, and the mesh of the character, we're going to set that also to custom. And we want that to block the visibility channel, but ignore the camera. And also we need to check these two. These are supposed to be true. All that's supposed to be true. Let me check that capsule again. Yeah, all of them should be true too. Okay. So now that camera should just ignore the player. Let's go back into the map. I'm so sick of menus I could puke. Let's go back in here. So now when we do that, it shouldn't clip. See there? So now it just ignores him. But the wall still blocks it. And that's fine. You want that. But it's annoying to me when you're doing multiplayer and you got the damn camera constantly flipping back and forth. So that fixed that. Okay, so what we have left to do is a player controller blueprint so that we can bring an in-game menu up that will allow us to exit the game. And there's some logic that has to go into the player controller to allow that to execute properly. Otherwise, if the server leaves, everybody gets a black screen of death. We're not going to do that. We're going to make it go, if the host leaves, we're going to make it kick everybody connected back to the main menu. Okay, that's the plan. And then, you know, the match timer, we didn't do that either. Also, the server in that main menu should have the ability to instigate map travel, I guess. So, yeah. The guy that made the contribution that got this made, he did a good enough contribution. That's the reason that I'm putting so much work into this. I wouldn't normally do this because this is actually giving away a part of my product that I sell on the marketplace. Those little $6 templates, like the capture the flag, it's got everything that we built in these two videos and teams and capture the flag. That's the only difference. Everything else is identical, right? Well, it's got a player list and that kind of stuff too, but yeah, I shouldn't did this, but he gave me a good contribution. I appreciate that too, by the way. So we will have one more video. Not today, I don't think. I'm already getting hoarse from talking so much, but we will have one more video where we'll put in the in-game stuff. We're not doing teams for sure, but we will put in the in-game menu so that you can leave, and we'll give the server only the ability to change the match timer and instigate map travel, right? We'll do that. And then that'll be a wrap for his donation, for his contribution. That, I think 3 videos will be enough. Unless he does it again, right? And if he does it again, well then holy shit, we may just have to build a whole goddamn game. How about that? It's up to you guys, right? I don't work for free. So if you guys want to see after this next video, when we get the in-game menu and the match timer and all that, if you guys want to see beyond that, like maybe the implementation of Teams. But see, I got to be careful, because if I give away too much, even if you guys do make contributions and stuff like that, well, then who the hell's going to go buy my Udemy course if I've already recreated it here for free? Right? Well, not for free, via funding, right? So maybe we'll turn this into a little demonstration project. So we'll get the Steam front end going, the in-game menu, the match timer, and all that. And then if you guys want to see some one-off things like how do you implement Teams, we will start from what we already have here in this project, and I can say, okay, here's how you put Teams in. But the catch to that is you guys will have to build what we built here in these 2 videos plus the next one. And then, I mean, I guess I could give it to you guys. How about this? How about what we end up with after the next video? How about we do it this way? This is actually probably the better way and a good idea. So the next video, we're going to finish this up to where we have the Steam front end working, probably do a package build test to make sure that it actually does work, which I'm confident it does. Then if you guys want to see more, I will provide this pre-done project. Like I'll put this up for you guys to be able to download. The catch to it will be you have to make a minimum of a $5 contribution, right? So if you make a $5 contribution, you get this template. Then if you make contributions after that and you want to see a one-off demonstration, you will have the exact project that we will start the demonstration from. So that's the plan. Okay. That's what we'll do. We'll just get a basic front end done, and then we can, you know, if you guys want this $5 contribution, I'll let you have it. And then if you want to see how, okay, well, how do you implement Teams? You can make another contribution. We will start from this project and I'll show you how you implement Teams, right? And then you can recreate that in this project that you have access to. So that's what we'll do. Before I end this video, I do want to move some stuff around here, because I'm not really satisfied with the way that this is looking. We're going to change the name of this blueprints folder to multiplayer. Okay. And then inside here, inside that folder, we're going to create a new folder and we're going to call it system. And inside that folder, we're going to move these 2 blueprints. Move here. And these widgets, I think we'll just leave that. Well, let's go ahead and move that into the multiplayer folder too. And let's do a fix up redirects. Save all the things. Yep, that'll work. We're going to create another new folder in here, and we're going to call it player. And we're going to go ahead and create a blueprint in here, a blueprint class. And this is going to be a player controller. And we're going to call this PC MP Steam. Is that how I named them widgets? Nope, I put an underscore. So we need to put an underscore between PC and MP Steam. We're not going to put anything in that yet, but in the next video we will. So if you guys are following along, go ahead and create that blueprint there. In the game mode, we're going to go ahead and plug that in for the player controller class. We're going to go ahead and plug in the PCMP Steam so that the game knows to use that player controller, and that's where we'll do some finagling. So we got a multiplayer folder. In there, there's a player folder. That'll be like for your player controller, your player state that are specific to the player. Then we have system, which is specific to the system, which would be your game instance, your game mode. I feel like I'm forgetting something here. No, that's it. Okay, let's create one more new folder called assets. Oh yeah, that's exactly right. God damn it. Supposed to be capital A. And it's going to crack the shits. Of course it is. So let's put a 1 there. And then we're going to rename it again because screw you, Epic. Why do you have to be so trifling? F2. Take the 1 off. And in that folder, we will put the materials. Move here. And we will put the static meshes. Move here. Just clean this project up a little bit. Fix up redirects. Save all. And we move the game instance. Let's delete that folder. And it's going to ghost us? Really? Really? All right, let's restart the project. Save everything. Save. I said save, you son of a... Okay, let's try this again. We need to get rid of the static mesh folder. Go away. And it ain't gonna. All right, fucker. Have it your way. We're going to go this way then. Son of a bitch, this engine. This trifling fucking engine. Multiplayer Steam, that's fine. Content, that's fine. MP Steam, that's fine. See this folder? Would you fuck off already? Now I just blew the whole thing up. So scrap everything. No, I'm just kidding. It should be fine. It's fine. Should be fine. How about now? So we got assets. Yes, correct. Blueprints. That folder needs to go away. There's nothing in it. Now, if this one does the same thing, I'm going to lose my shit right here on live stream. Oh, it went away. Good. Okay, we got an assets folder, a characters folder. That'll be the blueprints of the character. We got the mannequin. Animations. I don't know why, but that's annoying me how that's named. So we may change this too. We just need a new folder called Mesh. And in this character folder, we're going to move the meshes into that folder. Which is fine. We got textures. We want to move that out. Yep. And the materials, we want to move that out. I'm going to screw this up royally. All right, so we got rid of that and that. So we can, let's fix up redirects. Okay, so we can get rid of the character folder. Materials, mesh, textures, animations. That's fine. And we're going to rename this to UE4 underscore mannequin. All right, fix up redirects. Almost done here. Back into the project settings. Since we moved that game instance, it comes unhooked, right? So we got to hook that back up to the GIMP Steam. Like that. All right, and that's where we will start in the next video, where we'll finish up that menu so that we can exit out and we'll do some other stuff. Okay. All right, let me check chat one last time. Let's see. Great work. Thank you. John, I got 100 for you to build some multiple stuff, something new, if your choice, but some shooter stuff. Pick a game you like and try and implement some of their mechanics and see how far you can get. And once you're comfortable, you can make some videos about whatever you want to teach based on what you have learned. Well, I mean, it's up to you if that's what you want to do. You know, I'm all about that shooter stuff. You know, there is one thing that I did once upon a time, which I would like to probably revisit. So that Jetpack FPS basic template that I created, you guys remember that? I created my own custom ability system for that. Okay. So let me show you what I mean. And this might be something that I would like to re-explore and revisit and put more thought into. So let me go ahead and close this down. And we're going to go into the Jetpack FPS basic template, which is not for sale anymore, by the way. Don't ask. Big, huge controversy for this. But what I want to show you guys is, so you guys, most of you guys that have been around here for a long time, you've seen me do shooter systems a million times, right? Like putting guns on, putting 2 guns on, putting 3 guns on, making pickups. You guys have seen that a million times. But what you guys haven't really seen is, so in this project here, you see where it says Afterburner? Do you see that? And what it does is it launches the character forward at a high rate of speed. See, watch. See how it does? And then once I activate it, you can see that it starts a countdown, a cooldown, if you will. And see, it won't start the cooldown until you land. And then once you land, it starts the cooldown, and you can't reactivate it again until the cooldown is reset. So what I did, and you guys that seen me when I was actually making a game and I got real far into the game, you guys seen where you could turn characters invisible. You could put out a shield wall out in front of the character. One let out a gas cloud, right? So what I did to create that, I've never showed and I've never explored and tweaked. But if you look at the character in this project here, if I open up this master character's blueprint here, and you look over here under the class defaults, you can see, you guys have seen me do this, where you can select your custom weapon for your primary and a secondary and a melee and a thrown grenade and all that. But I created my own custom ability system where you could plug in different abilities on every character. So that project you guys seen me do many moons ago, where I had that shield wall, turning the character invisible and all that stuff, I created it in such a way as if you we're just putting a weapon on the character, right? And so I think it would be neat to re-explore that again, you know, and create a character that has a primary and a secondary slot, which you've seen a million times. Also give them a melee attack, right? And an offhand grenade and ability. And so then after that, create a way for the player to be able to change them himself, right? So in other words, you would go up to a station in the game, say, and that station would come up and it would look at your character and it would give you the ability to change from one type of primary weapon to another type of primary weapon based on the class that you are, right? So it would be recreating part of one of my templates. Again, the teams and class select, right? But create a class system and then create, you know, like it is in that template, have like a sniper class, a medic class, a recon or a juggernaut class, an engineer class, and then actually create the slots on the character just like this. Okay. And then be able to say, if you're a juggernaut, when you go into that station and you look, these slots will look different because you're a juggernaut. So it wouldn't show you the ability to pick like a sniper rifle. You would have to get this kind of gun, this kind of gun, this kind of melee, this kind of thrown grenade, and this kind of ability. And you would have several you could choose from. And then if you went into that same station as a recon, it would give you a completely different list of items to choose from. So you could change to 2 or 3 different types of sniper rifle, 2 or 3 different types of a secondary, melee attack, etc., etc. So that would be something cool, right? Now, I'm not talking about rebuilding tribes again, so no jetpacks or any of that crap. And even the abilities might not necessarily be these kinds. But the whole, I like the whole class notion, right? And that's from tribes, by the way, but I'm sure there's other games that do it too. Like even that World War Z game that I play some, it does the same kind of thing. It just does it a little bit differently. And so I think maybe that would be something that would be interesting to explore, but that would literally be like building a damn game. But then again, I don't know, maybe I could turn it into, you know, a template and then put that template on the UE4 marketplace to sell with my other stuff. But the goal would be to show how it's built as I'm building it. And then at the end of it, put it on the UE4 marketplace and sell it. And that wouldn't clash with any of my other templates, right? Because I got simple capture the flag. That's just capture the flag, nothing else. Teams and class select. Yes, it has teams and class select, but there's no loadouts or any of that shit, right? Then I have the FPS basic, which is completely first person shooter. And then I have the TPS basic, which is a co-op style. So this would be something completely different. Now, whether or not I would do the whole PvP kind or do it in more of a co-op fashion, I don't know. But you know, I had yesterday, I was sitting collecting my thoughts amongst myself, and I don't know, maybe I got reinvigorated, maybe something lit a fire under my ass, I don't know. But I sat there for hours contemplating, you know, would I get back into this? Like, should I get back into this? I'm burnt out on it. I tried my ass off to make a living doing this. Did fairly good for a while. Got frustrated, I don't know how many times. Nobody wants to pay anything for anything. They want it all to be free. Making videos showing how to do what I'm trying to sell, which then means they don't have to buy it because they can watch a free video and make it them damn selves, which they will, obviously, because you mean I have to buy this for $19.99? Well, fuck that. I can just watch this little 2-hour video here and I can make it my damn self, right? So it was a big, huge dilemma and a conflict of interest all the way around. But I thought to myself, I was thinking to myself, contemplating with myself, and you guys remember, the Mark Kern guy that I talked about occasionally who was involved in Firefall. And, he ain't got that game done. He ain't going to get nowhere. You guys know what I think about that. This whole EM8ER bullshit that I show you guys from time to time. This guy, I'm going to recreate Firefall and it's going to be awesome. And it's turning into, a pornographic anime weeb game that all he does is get artists to draw some sexy pictures of shit and it don't go nowhere. And it's been doing this since 2016? I don't remember when he started, and it ain't got nowhere and it ain't going to. So then when I was sitting there thinking to myself, contemplating to myself, talking to myself, I thought, I can't do dedicated servers. I'm not going to do that because that involves investing money and this, that, and the other. But I could do something small scale. Okay. And so I think I'll end this video talking about this, right? So this will be, I guess, an ongoing project. Okay. So one of my followers made a significant contribution to show him what I've been doing in these past 2 videos, how to get this menu system going or whatever. When I finish that, which will be one more video, either later today or tomorrow, and I satisfy what he requested, which he probably already is satisfied, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe we will do an ongoing series of creating a small scale Firefall-ish type game where you have different characters you can play as, different classes you can play as. Each class is going to have a primary, a secondary, an offhand grenade, a melee attack, and an ability. And then after we get the core foundation of that laid, create a station where you can go in there and pick several different weapons and all that stuff. Then maybe we can start trying to recreate some of the missions that was actually in the Firefall game. Okay, so some of you guys may remember 100 years ago, I made a thumping prototype. I don't have that anymore, so it would have to start from scratch again. But maybe we could recreate some of that. And when I say recreate some of the missions, let me show you what I'm talking about exactly. Let's go to Google. And you guys will have to let me know if you're interested in this. Now, I could turn this into a template and sell it on the UE4 marketplace, but it would be far more profitable, probably, to actually make a goddamn game. Okay? Because I've already did the whole template, the that, the tutorial, this. There ain't no money in that. The money is when you make a game that is fun and successful. That's where the money's at. Okay? So maybe we could do that. So let me just show you some of what I'm talking about here. Let's see if we can find some videos. And we'll just browse this for a minute. Let's do this. Firefall game. thumper mission. Let's just look for some of the specific type missions. And I'll probably mute this so I don't get hit with copyright bullshit. So this is, I'll just give a little bit of overview commentary. So this is a mission where you call down this thumper and you're mining resources, right? And when you call down this thumper, there were several different sizes of them, and the bigger the thumper was, the harder it was to defend it. So once you call the thumper down, you got all these random wildlife that come in and try to attack your thumper. Destroy it. If it gets destroyed before you finish the mining mission, you lose the thumper and you lose the resources. And you could call these down at will, anywhere in the level. And it was something that you could do, and you could use those resources to craft new gear. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen games similar to this, okay? So that would be one type of mission that I would try to recreate, full with AI and everything, okay? Another type mission, that's just one of them. So another type mission could be there was watch hour missions. So this was another type of mission. Oh God, of course it's spammed up with all Mark Kern's nonsense. Let's just see, maybe we could let's just put missions in general. All right, so let's watch a little bit of this video here. And as you're wandering around in the world that you create, you've got all these different little areas where you could go and do these little missions, and you could do them by yourself, or you could create a team to go together. And once you get to those missions, let's see here. This guy's riding around. I wouldn't be doing vehicles and all that bullshit. That'd be way out of scope. But let's just see if we can get some looks at some of these missions that this guy does. There's these random things that you can find in the world. Like, see these hives here? You could shoot these hives and bugs and shit would come out of them, and you could kill them and you get points for it. You get resources for it, right? And you got these crazy ass birds that just wander around, and if you piss them off, they try to attack you. But there was also caves that you could go in, and there'd be a bunch of enemy combatants in these caves, and you could go in there and, you know, fuck shit up. So essentially it would be like an open world game where you or a group of yous, 5 players is as far as I would be able to take it with a listen server. Otherwise it'd just be a lagging hot ass mess. And you see where he's going now. So there's a mission in here, and he goes in here, and you'll see that there's like some little simplistic objectives that he has to complete. But once he gets in here, you got all these bad guys defending the area, and you got to kill them off and, you know, go flip a switch or grab some kind of a damn item and take it to somewhere else. You guys know the drill, how these are. So creating something like that, where just a group of friends could get together and you could wander around in a world and get into shit. And that would be something that I could probably do myself. You know, Mark Kern's been trying since 2016 and he ain't got fuck all done. I bet you I could put 6 months time into it and have something tangible already. Okay. So, you know, maybe that's something that I'll do. So we'll see. So with that, let me bring Chad over here one last time. I've rattled long enough. Have learned, okay, I'm going to email you. That's fine by me. Okay, John, going to email you in a minute. Okay, so we'll see, right? First, let me finish up what I'm doing here with this little starter front end, and then we'll go from there. Just start adding to it and adding to it. We could either do that, or we could do what I mentioned in the beginning, which is get a foundation laid with a basic front end and a basic character, and then do little one-off tutorials based on that, or do that and carry it out further and try to recreate some little co-op, something like this. Okay, so we'll see. I've been knocking it around in my head. We'll see. So with that, you guys take care. Oh, hang on a minute. Got a couple more chats here. John, I still think I have the thumper model you gave me to fix up the normals. I can make it look a lot better for you and any art, and $10 this month. Okay, guys, don't bombard me with money just yet. Okay. But either way, if you guys make contributions between now and when I make my mind up, you will get something for your money. Okay. But I think I might do this. You know, I think I might. We'd have to come up with a name for the game. What's the theme going to be? Right? I need to kind of figure out what kind of a theme it's going to be before I go. Is it going to be sci-fi? See, now keep in mind, I've got where I was already going to, you know, do this crap. I've already got, I mean, an astronomical amount of assets. I've got sci-fi stuff. I've got Western stuff. I've got monster stuff. So I don't know, maybe we could do more than one theme, right? Like maybe something like this, like one map you play, it's a sci-fi theme. One map you play, it's a Western theme. One map you play, it's a mythical creatures theme, right? I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to do that. You know, as long as you have the assets is the main thing. And I've got, as you can see here, I've got an astronomical amount of shit that we could put to use. Can't use any of this Paragon stuff because Epic decided to be douches and say you couldn't. But I've still got plenty of other stuff that we could use. So, I don't know. We'll see. All right, so with that, you guys take care. This is John Galt, and we will see you in another video in another time. Have a good one, fellows. And fellettes, there's fellettes that come around here sometimes too. All right, peace, guys.